Saddle up. We getting right into these great interviews, great music. We got Miss ChristiAna on the line. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Moses?
I'm all right. Just listening to some good country music and getting ready for interviews. so,
Awesome.
I was listening to your song, "The Barefoot Mountain Child," and it has a really good story behind it. Like you said, you wrote it while you was in Iraq as a police soldier. So, I wanted to know a little bit more about that and how it became of while you was out there.
Okay. Well, I I deployed in 2008 actually, and I was there for about 15 months. And while about halfway, although maybe a little bit over halfway into the deployment, right, when the grind really started getting to a lot of us, it was me and there's one or two other soldiers that played guitar, and that we had sort of like a little habit after we'd get done with mission every day to hang out, in a little, at a picnic table near our little compound and play guitar and sing and stuff like that. And I had always, I always liked writing poems and things like that. But doing that with them kind of, I guess, inspired me to start trying to actually, put songs in a structure to create lyrics, song lyrics with them. And really it was, being in the middle of, really kind of a crappy environment and being ready to come home and watching a lot of people get pretty stir crazy from it, that sort of inspired me to take that mindset of, that, no matter, really, as cliche as it sounds, no matter where I was at or no matter how far away from home I was, that I could, sort of lean on and come back to that whole mindset that I've been raised with, that, no matter what I'm going through or what happens to me, that I'm stronger than my surroundings and stronger than my circumstances. And I leaned on that a lot. I leaned on that notion and tried to talk to my family and write letters and email as much as I could. And I just got a lot of strength from being able to stay in contact with them. And that's where the initial chorus to that song, kind of was born from. Was, that strength from, growing up down south and growing up, the middle of 9 kids out in the middle of nowhere, and, a single mom raising us, and there's a certain kind of thing, I guess, that came from that kind of raising for me that has helped keep me, I think, a lot more focused than I would have been maybe if I'd come from a different environment, as a child. So I held on to those lyrics for, a few years. I went, and then I came back to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where I'm at right now, and competed in the Army's version of American Idol in 2013 and won that. And part of the package deal for winning that was to get to record some songs in Nashville. So the producer for that show asked me if I'd be interested in recording some original stuff for it, which of course I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? So I got to meet Rob Crosby as a result of that. He's a great songwriter. Has written for a lot of great country artists, and also is a writer of some, one of my very favorite country songs. And I actually got to, sit down with him, over an afternoon, and put melodies to my songs and get them ready to go record them. So overall, it was just this song and then one other one that I did have been very personal for me and have been sort of a part of the catalyst to get me on a road from being a soldier to being a soldier and a singer, and then leaving the Army and focusing on just being a singer now. So It's definitely a personal one for me.
Well, that's awesome that you've been able to make it this far, and especially getting to sit down with some of the major people like that and work on some stuff. It had to be a great experience for you.
Oh yeah, definitely is very big growing experience for me, and it also kind of helped give me a little bit more confidence than I had prior to that, because I had never really, I always liked singing, but I did karaoke and sang in church, and there really wasn't, I was still in the thought process that I would be a soldier for 20 or 30 years, and I wouldn't really have opportunities to do things like this. So, it definitely was kind of a wild ride the last couple of years for sure.
What's happening now? That's great. Are you working on any touring or performing out live? Anything?
I do. Well, I just got out of the Army in May, so I wanted to go to school, and I'd had a chance to do a little bit of college while I was in the Army, but I went ahead and got out. I joined the National Guard and reclassed as a vocalist for the National Guard band here in Missouri. So I perform with them regularly and get to opportunities to sing and do some other things with them. And I have a band. I put a band together of just a three-piece, bass, guitar, and drums, and we play everywhere within reasonable driving distance as much as we can. From where we're at here in central Missouri. So ultimately, my goal is to tour, but that takes money, and I'd like to have about 10 or 15 really good, solid original songs that are recorded and that I can be spreading around whenever I get out there. So that's on the docket, hopefully, for this next year. So.
Well, good luck on that. And any other songs that you might have? I know you had the Barefoot Mountain Child, and you was talking about another one. What was the other name of the song? The other song?
The other song I have is called Not Waiting on the Stars, and it's kind of more of a ballad song. And it's the same, it just kind of comes from a little bit more of a personal place, about just sort of taking control of what you've got, and the gifts that you have are the things that you want to do, and making a decision to step out into whatever it is that you want to do and just go for it. I like the song, that song a lot too. Like I hope it doesn't sound like arrogant or anything, but I really do. I'm really proud of both my songs, and I love them. So I'm excited to get to play those for people, and then keep writing more stuff too. I have a lot more things that I want to say. So I hope that as I go forward, I keep getting better as a songwriter and keep writing things that people will identify with and that they'll want to hear.
Keep up the good work and stuff. We want to give a shout out to all your ChristiAna fans out there listening in. So thanks, guys, for listening to Saddle Up.
Thank you.
And if you
thank you very much.
Oh, anytime. If you have any shows coming up that you're going to be performing out in Missouri, actually post on our Saddle Up page. We have people all over the country and stuff that they might see it and they might be right in your town.
Awesome.
So
thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're looking forward to kind of keeping, monitoring you guys and stuff. We didn't really know as much about it all up until recently, but now we're following y'all on Facebook too. And I got a couple of guys that worked with me, or that were my soldiers when I was a drill sergeant, that are from Colorado, and were sending me messages about like, yeah, we know about Saddle Up, we're gonna be tuning in, and it was pretty cool, seeing it end up being more of a smaller world than I kind of thought it was.
Well, I appreciate the support. Now, can you tell everybody where they can find your song at, or where they can find your music, where they can follow you and reach out to you at?
I only have it they're on Reverb Nation right now. Those songs, and I have some covers and stuff on Reverb right now too. But if they just do a Reverb search with just my name, ChristiAna, then they can find both those songs. And I'm trying to work something out where I can get them out on Spotify too. I'm not quite there yet, but they definitely are on Reverb, and it won't be much longer there before I've got them on Spotify as well.
Well, awesome. Yeah, when you get it on there, make sure you post it on our Facebook page. I'll make sure, we've already posted your links on our Saddle Up page, so we'll make sure we send people to those links,
awesome.
And hopefully they can get one of your copies of your songs.
Hey, I really appreciate it. That's the plan, either to get things together or have an EP, or just if I can get enough original material done here soon, just go ahead and do an entire album. So I appreciate any support and any help that I can get from anybody out there.
Well, thank you. Thanks for being on the show. We really appreciate having you. We'll be posting this interview up on Mixcloud a little bit later on today or tomorrow, so you can listen and share it to all your fans and friends.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, if you don't mind, if you can introduce your song for me.
Okay. My song is called Barefoot Mountain Child. It's a country song that I wrote in 2008, 2009.
Awesome, guys. Here's Barefoot Mountain Child. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Moses. Bye-bye.
Sometimes I forget a southern sunset, a rope swinging, the dogwood breeze blowing through the trees of the Tennessee foothills. I remember how it feels to be a barefoot mountain child, with the creeks and fields and trees singing their songs, growing up to the sounds of the wild. Mama raised me right and Mama raised me strong, this barefoot mountain child. Everything we needed, nothing that we didn't, was all we had and didn't have. Kinda like a half-filled glass. It was a simple kind of life that Mama made us, but everything she had, she gave us. I'll never be ashamed of this barefoot mountain child, with the creeks and fields and trees singing their songs, growing up to the sounds of the wild. Mama raised me right and Mama raised me strong, this barefoot mountain child, still in the heart of me, like a pony running free, deep inside I'll always be this barefoot mountain child, with the creeks and fields and trees singing their songs.